what's going on? Thank you for coming to my channel. My name is Wally, and you are now tuned into Playboy Hustlers TV. I am back.
Hey, this the king of melodies beat.
With some more time and soul, alright? The truth teller, the original speller, alright? So with that being said, hey, this one right here is called Why the Word Native Indian Became a Scam Word. You already know this guy's an intellectual, he's a scholar, and he knows what he's talking about. He's not out here just spewing anything just to get a following, alright? Kind of make you think at things and want to unlearn to relearn, you know? There's nothing wrong with that neither. Let's go. Because never forget, schools indoctrinated us, alright? Let's see what they talking about, you heard?
Some of the most basic facts about Western Hemisphere Indians remain obscure or elusive. Widely varying estimates of the population of the hemisphere in 1492 are one symptom of this. However, even in the late 20th century, the increase in the Indian population of the United States from approximately 764,000 in 1970 to approximately 1,937,000 in 1990 seems difficult to attribute to any plausible rate of fertility. Such a huge increase in just 20 years seems more probably a reflection of social incentives to identify oneself as Indian. Among these incentives were the growing impact of ethnic pride and cultural identity trends, as well as the growing availability of both government and private benefits earmarked for a variety of minority groups.
I always felt like they lied to us in the books about everything. Sometimes you gotta go back, unlearn what you learned, and relearn the correct way. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Let's get to it.
For a variety of minority groups, including American Indians. Given that most people who identify themselves as American Indians are not full-blooded Indians, considerable flexibility in self-identification makes it difficult to separate biological increases in this population from changing self-designations in response to changing social incentives.
Ever since I was a kid, man, this always used to bother me. The native Indians and regular Indians. Never understood it. I never understood it.
Considering that the number of American Indians barely doubled between the census of 1890, when it was not quite 250,000, to that of 1960, when it was just over 500,000, a nearly quadrupling of its size to almost 2 million in the 30 years after 1960 seems more like a social phenomenon than a biological phenomenon. The sense of historic or inherited guilt has become a major political factor in attempts to redress the wrongs suffered by the indigenous population, particularly in North America. Special privileges and exemptions from the laws affecting other citizens have become common for Indians, both in Canada and in the United States. For example, in the late 20th century, special hunting and fishing rights for Indians existed in an area constituting 1/4 of the entire land area of Canada, and large economic transfers and special political rights have been conferred as well. However, Indian incomes averaged less than half that of Canadians in general. Most Indians in Canada did not complete high school, and the mortality rates of their infants and young children was 3 times the national average.
And why is that?
In the United States as well, the indigenous people have had special rights and many government programs designed to help them, though it is not clear whether this has in fact made them better off than they would have been otherwise. As the 20th century neared its end, approximately half of the 2 million Indians in the United States still lived on reservations, often in a state of dependency. At a time when North Dakota as a whole had an unemployment rate just below 2%, the unemployment rate among Sioux Indians on the Standing Rock Reservation in North Dakota was 75%.
Yeesh. You hear this? Hey, the more you think you know, you really don't. You understand what I mean? So with that being said, hey, if I taught you something and you learned something today about watching Time and Soul, leave it in the comments, baby. If I affected you in a positive way, leave it in the comments, baby. Alright? So with that being said, hey, thank you for coming. I appreciate you watching and sticking to the end. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. And hit the notification bell because I will be back with some more Time and Soul and you do not want to miss out on that, alright? So if you want to support the channel, all the information is in my description, alright? Check the links out. Check it out. I will see you on the next one, baby. Love.